Hello all. Coming to you live today from the super happy swing chair. This video is going to be about the final stages of garden planting for the 21 season in the main ground garden Hortus. I decided I wanted to try and come up with another name, separate name for the container garden. That'll be coming out soon. I have no idea what it's going to be. I've been avoiding doing the final inventory of successful seedlings, and last night, very late, I went over all of the successful plants and wrote them all down, marked them into categories, noted which ones didn't come up, which seedlings were weak, and sorted everything into groups and noted how many of each plant I had. This was all inspired by trying to sit down and go over my final garden maps, and I just couldn't shake this feeling that I was forgetting half of the things that I planted, because I just would look at the map and say, there's a lot more cups down there than there are names in these little boxes. It was just making me crazy, so I did it. This is that list. I'm gonna start off with vegetables. Tomatoes, 16 types. I have 21 available spaces. After I made the map of where I was gonna put them this year, it occurred to me that what I really have is a tomato garden. So anyway, we have the Sartrouilloise, Mr. Stripey, Black Beauty, Yellow Pear Cherry, Roma, Pennsylvania Kindus, San Marzano, Chocolate Cherry, Sugar Bomb, Cherokee Purple, Cocona, Red Currant, Triple Crop, Painted Lady, White Oxheart, and Orange Cherry. Out of all of those, only one remains unsown. I have pretty strong plants for most of them. 5 of these varieties are already out in the low tunnel. I don't know how they're gonna do. I may wind up having to resow 5 of these. I actually should have done that a few days ago just to be prepared, but we'll see what happens. Also with the tomatoes, last year I had them along a cattle panel in the back row, and there was overcrowding and issues, and I learned a lot, we'll say. This year I was going to put 8 plants in that 16-foot row. Because I had so many problems and I don't know very much about disease, I went and started looking around, and it looks like there may have been several things happening in the tomatoes last year, caused by several different things that I was doing. In order to try and avoid a lot of that, I'm going to spread the tomato plants out throughout the whole garden. There's going to be a tomato in pretty much every bed and box. There's going to have at least one. So we'll see how that goes. I think aesthetically it'll be really nice. I am still going to put 3 in the very back row to experiment, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's the tomatoes. We have 9 peppers. We have a spicy mix, 3 mystery peppers, including 1 pepper in a can, which I'll be introducing you to shortly. Shishito peppers, poinsettia peppers, habanero peppers, and cayenne peppers. In the brassicas, we have calabrese broccoli, Long Island Brussels sprouts, red cabbage, green cabbage, purple kohlrabi, and white kohlrabi. In winter squash, we have butternut, strawberry crown, blue Hubbard, spaghetti, and buttercup. In the zucchini, we have white scallop, 49er yellow, dark green, black beauty, and striped. In cucumbers, we have cucamelon, picklebush, national pickling, pick a bushel, lemon, and white. In potatoes and roots, we have pink potatoes, purple and white marble potatoes, redskin potatoes, russet potatoes, horseradish, and carrots. We have 2 kinds of mushrooms. I have lion's mane and shiitake, which are pre-inoculated logs I ordered, and I haven't installed them yet, but it will be soon, and I'm really looking forward to what those are gonna do. Direct sow, I have mustard, arugula, spinach, 3 kinds of lettuce, radish, and corn. Also beans and peas. This little sparrow's just singing her heart out over here. I'm talking and she's setting the soundtrack. It's a white-throated sparrow. In the herbs, we have 50 garlic plants, dill, bronze fennel, lemon thyme, regular thyme, onion chive, borage, spearmint, lovage, chamomile, echinacea, broadleaf sage, anise, lemon mint, peppermint, lemon basil, purple basil, a 3 basil mix, lavender, and lemon balm. For fruit, we have ground cherry, strawberries, golden raspberries, blueberries, Concord grape, muscadine grape, DGM melons, watermelon, and cantaloupe. So that's it for the edibles. Now we're going to start on flowers. We will have Morning Glories, 22 types. 3 of those are mixes, which brings us up to 26 with total varieties. Actually, if you're interested in what the different kinds of Morning Glories look like and the flowers, because the leaves mostly look the same, almost, you can check out the video I did earlier this week. I have a YouTube going now. There's a link to that in my bio, and all my videos are there. I did a video about all the different types of Morning Glories that I'm doing, and it includes a slideshow with pictures of all the different types of blossoms that these varieties will give me ultimately. So you can check that out on my YouTube, which is linked in my bio. Please like and subscribe if you like, of course. Here are 22 varieties of Morning Glories. Flying Saucer, Giant Mix 1, Giant Mix 2, Japanese Chocolate, Saved White, Grandpa Ott, Pink Picotee, Blue Picotee, Pearly Gates White, Pearly Gates Purple, Venetian, Japanese Imperial Mix, Nolians Black, Moonflower, Pale Blue, Milky Way Pink, Crimson Rambler, Japanese Chocolate No. 2, Sunrise Serenade Double Blossom, Cypress Vine, Venetian Saved, Pink Saved, and I'm missing a Carnival de Venetia. Venetia and Carnival are the same thing, but I call them both. I ordered some seeds, I had some seeds, and I saved some seeds. Hypothetically, between all 3 of those, I should get both colors of the Venetians, but I'm not sure that I will. I'm debating sowing more. Anyway, I am missing the Carnival Venetian a little bit, kind of, yes and no. And 5-Point Baby Blue, which I grew last year. They were super cute and adorable, and I'm really hoping I'm gonna get some again, because Morning Glories tend to be round around the edges, and these were pointed, and it was really nice. Kind of like the Picotee variety has a pointed blossom, edges, you know, like it looks more like separate petals, and then regular Morning Glories tend to just be one petal piece. Anyway, all of those things are going to go in the ground garden, and one of the exciting parts of this year is moving the Morning Glory garden down to the main garden. There's a lot of fencing and a lot of cattle panels down there, and I think it's going to be a great move, but it makes me feel strange about the deck garden because that's where the Morning Glories have always lived. I have installments of things for them to climb on and plans of what I usually do, and it's going to be weird. I might have to throw a couple climbers in anyway, just, I don't know, because I like them. I'm also going to be growing ornamental okra on the deck this year. It's regular okra, I'm just not going to eat it. I'm growing it for the flowers, basically. Anyway, non-climbers in the container garden. Datura No. 2, okra, bird's foot trefoil, bachelor buttons, 3 different types of marigolds, 2 different types of convolvulus, 2 to 5 types of convolvulus, painted daisy, amaranth, rowdy red, California poppy, mission bell poppy, red poppy, and I have 6 flowers that haven't come up. I have 2 types of thunbergia, which I have never grown before, and it's taken a really long time to come up, and I think I'm gonna have to throw the rest of the seed pack in and just hold my breath, because I really want these flowers, and of course they're both giving me, I haven't gotten a single sprout, so I'm gonna look into that. Ranunculus, Amaryllis Mini, and Passion Flower Vine. Our final category is landscaping plants, which include Rose of Sharon Blue, Rose of Sharon White, Butterfly Pea, Kiwano Melon, and Loofah. The end. So there it is. Every plant that I'll have this year. The waiting is killing me. I'm ready, and I started so many things so early. Another thing I have to do is go in and decide which plants from the first round in February were well served by being put out so early. Several of them, it was perfect timing. Several of them could even go earlier. But I expect mostly that's going to fall into the herbs category, and most of those plants will be perennials, so I may not have to sow them again. I have a lot of homework to do on that. Speaking of the herb garden, So I went in this last week and I started pulling that mint plant out, and it had 5-foot roots on it. There were roots to every corner of that bed. I expect I'm going to be cleaning out mint shoots for the rest of my life. There was one that went just in a straight line all the way across the 6 feet of bed, and I just, in one season. The other reason I took it out, I didn't know what specific type of mint it was, and now I have 3 specific types of mint. My main goal with mint was to get access to a pure spearmint plant, or to grow a pure spearmint plant. I've had great difficulty germinating spearmint. When you take the seeds out, they're like dust. You breathe on them wrong and they disintegrate. Something else, I also learned that spearmint requires light to germinate. So that's a surface sow with no cover. Once they get a little bigger, you can cover them over on the root. That was my valuable lesson out of that whole adventure. So I have spearmint, peppermint, and lemon mint. They're gonna go in pots. You can actually see, I actually wrote it down so I don't tempt myself. But in the herbs, these things say pot, 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 pot. That's the 3 mints and the bronze fennel. Bronze fennel is going to possibly get up to 6 feet tall. So I'm going to put that in a 10-gallon grow bag and move it somewhere else because it's an herb and I'm excited for it. It's going to get pretty big. Then again, the dill I grew last year was supposed to get 12 feet tall. I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in the regular garden and then move it later if it becomes troublesome. Anyway, so that's our list. Depending on how the low tunnels go this year, it might be a possibility to install them on all the beds next year and just go for it. That would get me, a month plus more grow time. And if I could just plant out in early April, that would be like 4 to 6 weeks of extra grow time. That would be just amazing. Just amazing. Can you imagine getting 6 more weeks on your grow season? It's very attractive to me. So yep, that's about it. I am very happy with all of my plants. I'm super happy with my little list. I did a light check last night and it looks like all of these categories have been placed. Every plant has a place in the garden, and that was my whole goal, and I just am greatly relieved to know that they will all fit, that everything has a place and everything will be in its place. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a great day. It's a little break for me right now in between like a 12-day span of rain. I'm enjoying it. Birds. I'm also going to be starting the Pepper in a Can challenge this week, so stay tuned for that. Something else I've been wondering is, can condensation inside the low tunnels cause tomato problems? I don't see how it could not, honestly. Pretty sure it's gonna. Just saying. It's just a waiting game now. I gotta sit through a couple of weeks of rain and... Anyway, my darlings, it'll be planting time soon. Alright, everyone. That was the video. That's my list. That's my plan. Thank you so much for joining me. If you had some interest in clicking the link in my bio to check out my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you happen to find something you like and want to like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Other than that, thanks again for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and peace out.